Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFDubPodcast official YouTube page. This morning we got the chance to sit down and interview over the phone former Cowboys quarterback and baseball star Quincy Carter, and just very excited to have this channel, and hope you guys enjoy this video.
Yeah, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys want to see us interview anybody, make sure to comment down below and we'll get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, now joining us on the Sheer Elegance Salon of Van Austin hotline is former Cowboys quarterback and Georgia football star Quincy Carter. Mr. Carter, thank you again for joining the show, and how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Thank you for having me, too.
Yes, sir, for sure. So I wanted to ask you, you're obviously a football standout, but growing up, not many people know about your baseball career. You get drafted 52nd overall to the Cubs in the 1996 MLB draft. Tell us a little bit about your experience in the Cubs organization and what ultimately led you to come back to football and to play at the University of Georgia.
Yeah, well, baseball was my first love. It's the first sport I ever played. And
right.
Around about the age of 13, I started playing a little travel ball and really, really started to love it and got better, started traveling around the nation. And so to get that opportunity to get drafted and go chase one of my long-time dreams, I couldn't pass up on it.
Right.
And then I knew I was a quarterback and I wanted to devote my time to try to be a Major League Baseball player. So I decided to, put football on the back shelf until I had to make another decision. But ultimately, a couple things, kind of led me back to football. I was missing football dearly. And I didn't really have the baseball regimen type attitude. I just got to be, honest and frank with you. That everyday grind of baseball, getting a little knick-knack injuries, playing through them, being at the ballpark all day long, maybe get some extra hitting in, those bus trips. They kind of got to me a little bit. So then I was missing football dearly, too. So I made the decision to go ahead and go back and play.
Right, and you did end up going back and playing. You had a great career in Athens, SEC Freshman of the Year in 1998 and second team All-SEC in 1999. After your junior season, you declared for the draft. Going into the draft, where did you expect to go, and how excited were you when you got the call from Jerry that you were going to be a Cowboy?
Well, my confidence has never lacked any bit of energy, to say the least. And that's because I put in some hard work and I really believed in my abilities. So I was thinking second or third round because I had a terrible year, but some naysayers said I wouldn't even get drafted, which was kind of a shocker to me. But I was thinking that second, third round area. I might get drafted just because of the type of year I had and getting hurt at Georgia that junior year.
Right. So for sure, and of course, when you play for the Cowboys and the Cowboys draft you in the second round, when you play for the Cowboys, expectations are huge, and they were just coming off the 3 Super Bowl run. Did you feel pressure on you? And if you did that pressure kind of take a toll on you a little bit?
Honestly, man, I felt more the pressure of being a starting quarterback in the NFL just because of, the background noise of me coming into the NFL. I didn't grow up a Cowboys fan. I grew up a Bears fan, so I didn't understand the multitude of the franchise. I know all my friends were kind of Cowboy fans too. So I started to understand it a little bit more. But I got to be honest with you, the pressure wasn't more just being the Cowboys quarterback. It was more of being a starting quarterback and having my own goals of trying to wear a gold jacket one day. And then, the pressure of, possibly, I would say, start competing for my job every year and scrapping it out with these guys in training camp. But yeah, man, it was some pressure. But, to me, that was the nature of the beast and what my goals were. When you set them that high, and shoot, the pressure just comes along with the territory.
Right, exactly. So after you get drafted, you join a struggling Cowboys team with some aging legends, Hall of Famers like Emmitt Smith, Larry Allen, Darren Woodson. What was it like kind of getting to be in the locker room with those guys and to be the starting quarterback of that team? And how cool was it that you got to be in the backfield with one of the best running backs of all time?
That is funny. When you were asking me that, I was having a flashback of my first mini camp and getting into the huddle and stuttering the first play call and having, I can see Flozell Adams and Larry Allen right now laughing at me. But I was able eventually to settle down. It was surreal, playing with Emmett, seeing him in the locker room, chilling with him. You get used to it over a time. But I got to be honest with you, when I first got there and was a rookie, I was a little starstruck, most definitely.
Right, I bet. So your first 2 years, you get to work with Dave Campo, and the Cowboys struggled in those 2 years, 5-11 in both seasons that you were there. Then in 2003, Mr. Jones brings in Bill Parcells and brings in Mo Carthon as offensive coordinator. That year, you guys kind of had a magical run. You go 10-6 with a playoff berth. What was the big difference in coaching staffs, and how much fun was that season in 2003?
Oh, man, it was big-time fun. Bill Parcells is such a perfectionist, and it just spilled down to the rest of our team. So we started to learn the grind of, what it meant to be an NFL player. He had particulars as far as our height, well, not our height, but our weight and how much we weighed. If you didn't weigh that amount, you would be fined a certain amount of dollars for each pound. So it put a great amount of responsibility on us. And we just really bought in, man. We really did. And he just taught us a lot. Then he had some great veterans in the locker room like Terry Glenn, Richie Anderson, who has been with him before. And so, man, that's just spilled all over the locker room. And it was just a joy to, come in and just knowing that you got to be your best every day.
Right, for sure. And a quick question, since you brought up Terry Glenn, who was your favorite wide receiver that you threw to in the NFL, if you have one?
Golly. Man, they all rank right up there. I know it maybe sound like a political answer, but, all of them had their own unique abilities. Like, Antonio Brown, you could basically throw the ball anywhere and he'll go get it for you. Joey Galloway, you can throw it a mile. And he's going to run and chase it down. And then, Terry Glenn was a perfectionist at, route running. And then, man, I had the joy of playing with Santana Moss, too, up in New York.
Yeah.
And, Santana Moss was a technician with his routes and then had the speed along with it, too. So, man, I played with some great ones. I really did. And then, I can't leave out Jason Witten, who was, a snotty-nosed rookie. My third year, so man, I've been around I played with some great talent.
Right, for sure. So I know you're from Georgia, from DeKalb County, signed to play at Georgia Tech, then went to go play at UGA. I assume that you still watch those Dogs to this day, but do you watch any NFL? And if you do, who's your current NFL quarterback that you enjoy watching?
Wow. Most definitely. I watch my Dogs, man. Matter of fact, I'll be going down to campus this Friday and visiting, with my kids and everything. But and go Dogs, man. That national championship meant everything.
That is national champs. Yep,
absolutely. What's the second half of that question? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. What is the current NFL quarterback that you enjoy watching?
The current NFL quarterback right now. More than anybody, man, I've got to put Tom Brady up there because just to see his brilliance on a week-to-week basis is just it's just astonishing to watch at his age and he still go through his reads and and making crisp decisions on time.
Right.
But then the second guy, man, I would have to put Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson up there next to each other. And then Aaron Rodgers, too. Yeah. But the number one guy I'm always watching, though, to be honest with you. I think they're a little tier above him but it's Dak Prescott though. And the reason why I watch Dak so much just because, you know, for him to be in those shoes and handle handle the position the way he's handling them, you know, I end up getting into some off the field problems that Dak hasn't, you know, gotten into, and just his leader, knowing some guys around the locker room that always tells me that's his team. And so I'm always watching Dak Prescott every Sunday.
Right, for sure. And I got a quick question for you before our last question. Did you ever get a chance to play against Tom Brady? Because I know that he was playing kind of in that era. Did you ever get a chance to play against him?
I did once. He beat us. They beat us up there in New England, 12-0, man. We were hot coming off. Yeah, we were about 7-2, I think. And he brought us back down to reality. They beat us on Sunday Night Football, 12-0.
Oh man,
heck yeah.
Oh man, I got you. So last question for you, Mr. Carter, and obviously we appreciate your time. So you're out of football now, and many may not know that you train young and up and coming quarterbacks. Tell us how important that's been for you, getting to train the next generation, and what else are you up to right now?
Yeah, man, I've taken this thing by the horn. I really love working with these young men. I get into all the nuances of it. You know, your stance from under center, how you put your hands up under the center, your first drop back, hot reads, every imaginable route. And then, I really get into their decision-making off the field, too, because that's what you hear my whole career, and not only my whole career, my life. And so, making sure these guys, man, know that your everyday decision-making, man, is going to, set your future up. So it's just a passion of mine. It's one innate ability that I have, and really have a passion for it, man, and I'm just pouring into these kids, and they're giving it back to me with their effort, too. So, man, it's a give and take in this thing, man. So, shoot, they're pumping a lot of, juice in my blood, too, at the same time. But you can look me up on QuincyCarter17.com. I actually got a great camp coming up May 1st. In Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I'll be having some things, out of Texas. I'm, training year-round with these kids, so it's group training, individual training, contact me at QuincyCarter17.com.
Awesome, Mr. Carter. We appreciate your time, sir. This has been a blast, and we hope we get the chance to talk to you again. Have a great one, sir. Have a good day, and we appreciate your time again.
Heck yeah, but hey, and thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, we're live every Monday night, 6 to 7 p.m. Central Time. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, leave some feedback in the comment section. We really appreciate everything.